Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on stage 138 of the Ecto one from Fanhome. 3 stages to go, including this one. Looking forward to this being done, especially after it's been I want to say almost 4 years since I started this because of Eagle Moss going out of business. Very glad Fanhome picked it up. Let's make sure. Let's see, one tube. Okay, there's the other tube. Got to make sure we aren't missing any parts. So we have JP screws, KP screws, EP screws, all plastic parts. So let's go ahead and pop the bubble pack open. Hopefully it won't be too extremely noisy. And there's some, it is really tight down in some of these smaller areas. There it is. So we've got these brackets that are going to hold the oxygen tanks on after we build them. The tanks themselves, let's see, oxygen tank top, oxygen tank bottom, actually I think I got those backwards. I think this is the top, considering it's got the hole in the graphic on it, or the warning label. Oh, this is Freon. That's funny, because they're labeled as oxygen tank, but they're Freon. We've got gauge. I think that's gauge. No, this is just regulator, I think. And the detailing on this is really pretty good, considering that you can read that small. And then we have a couple of back pieces for those gauges, or for those, yeah, it says pressure gauge, and it says oxygen. It is so funny that it says oxygen. 2 oxygen tanks. They're not oxygen. They're Freon. It says so right on here. Look, that says Freon. It does not say oxygen. I think that's kind of funny. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take each of the tanks, and there's keyways on all of it. I'm just looking to see. I'm willing to bet. My guess is that if I put it on the wrong way, you're not going to know. So the key thing to make sure about is you have to build, because these are identical, you have to build one facing each way. Actually, with that pin, it doesn't matter, I don't think. We shall find out. So I'm looking at it, and this way the label is out to me. I'm wondering. Yeah, you can put them on wrong, but you want, in my mind, this pin that is going to go into the roof rack has got to be is going to be towards the back, and you want this label here on the outside. I'm going to build mine that way. So this is going to be held together. Each of these is going to be held together by a JP screw. Let me get both the JPs out that I'm going to need. Take this first screw and put it down inside of here. tighten it all the way down. So you got one tank looking like that. And the key thing to remember is that you've got the tanks. The tanks are going to be facing each other. Or the, what is it? As they call it, the gauge. Gauge. That's not a pressure gauge, though. That is a regulator. I don't see anywhere on it that it would indicate pressure. It looks like it might be a pressure gauge. So there's the other one. Again, pin on the back and the Freon label towards the front. Yeah, see, we could call it a pressure gauge if there were anything in there. Unfortunately, there is not. So we need 2 EP screws to put the, I'm going to stop calling them, I'm going to stop picking nits and I will call them pressure gauges. We take the screw, put it on the end of the screwdriver, and then we take this back and we feed the screw in. Push this in here all the way, and I'm keeping the face of the gauge facing outwards. I don't know if they go into all that in the words because I really don't read much of the words. Front of the face, on the front of the face, and then repeat with rear. Finally, push 2 pressure gauges. It doesn't, as far as I can see, tell you to make sure that they're facing the right way. That's a little bit sad. So that's on there. Let me make sure we put this one on here. And they take a little bit of twisting to get all the way down. Just like that. So we now have 2 tanks ready to go onto the car or onto the roof rack. So they want you to, and you can't, I was going to set it on its side. I can't because these pipes over here. These here are actually metal. And we have 4 screws for each tank. So that should be all the screws right here, leaving one lonely one behind. What I'm going to do is I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I do know I want to make sure I don't have them falling out. And you can see you got the pin there and then the holes for the screws here, 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 and here. So we're going to put the pin in the back there like that. And it does not hold at all. So take one of these. All it does, it doesn't hold it in place. It just keeps it from sliding forward or back. And see if I can see the screw hole. Old eyes, black into black. Black screw going into a black part that's sitting on a black part. It's a little bit tough on the eyes. So there's one. Get the other one on here. Get that one started. Interesting, just like in the last issue, it looks like I'm going to end up with extra screws. So tighten this one all the way down. And this one. And these Oh, almost lost it. These straps are actually what holds the tanks to the side of the box. They don't keep it from going forward and back. That's what the pin in the back of the on the back of the tank does. Holds it in place there. And what they're going to have you do in the next one, in the next step after these are both on, is you're going to, just making sure, you're going to slide this pipe on here. I'm doing it ahead of time just because, for convenience sake. So you're going to slide the pipe on there. Convenience for me, by the way. It's going to come around the outside here, wrap around onto this regulator. And I'm not sure how well that's going to go on there. Okay. Kinked it a little bit. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to go ahead and get this pipe on here first, because this one goes back behind the face of this. So we get this goes on here. This pipe is going to go back. They show it going underneath this pipe right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that before I attach the tank. As a matter of fact, I'm going to let the tank kind of flop around right now in my hand while I'm doing this. And what they say to do is take a pair of tweezers, grab a hold of it, and that's how you push it on there. Do it this way. Don't set it on those pipes. You get it pushed on here this way. Then I can feed it back up underneath here where they show it in the picture, onto that regulator. Put the pin in. One screw, not two. Put the pin back in. It popped out. Get that lined up. Get the screw back onto the end of the screwdriver. A lot of moving parts right now. Not really moving, but a lot of parts that can shift and make it a lot more difficult to do. So we got that. I'm going to go ahead and tighten both of these down. And from my perspective, yeah, that tank was hanging down just a hair. Set that on there. And I have 2 spare of these KP screws, which means there was actually a total of 3 spares in the pack instead of the normal 1. Come on, go in the hole. Grab the last screw. And put it in there. Tighten the other one down. Grab these screws, tidy up the work area. Put the screws away and show you what the roof box looks like at this point. Like I said, this one kinked just a little bit. I didn't put wire inside of there. I could, but I don't think it would make that big a difference. But you got the 2 oxygen tanks. They're Freon. everything going together pretty well on here. And that, my friends, is all there is to do in that stage. Hope you're enjoying this. I appreciate you stopping by for a few minutes to watch what I'm doing. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. Links will be in the description. Hit the like button, hit the bell icon, subscribe, or don't. That's completely up to you. I appreciate if you do. It helps out the channel. I get more viewership, which helps me gain more viewers, so on and so forth. And eventually, maybe I'll be able to build more of these models. Right now, I'm hitting a point where I'm going to stop building part works after the ones I've got going because it's just getting too expensive. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video.